What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be catering towards my minority viewers of this channel because we don't discriminate here, and that minority turns out to be probably my 5% female viewers. So how I came up with this video idea, I was scrolling through Instagram and I see this trend. Girls usually post two influencers, one of them being Kylie Jenner and the other one being Katya or Katie Henry, not too sure how to say her name. So I think it's safe to say that the consensus is girls my age are trying to get thick, or more precisely, slim thick. And unless you're a billionaire and you could afford to buy your own body, the only way to get slim thick is you're gonna have to earn it. So that's why in today's video I'll be talking about the 3 guidelines I recommend you guys following if you are trying to get slim thick. And let's get started with the video. And the first guideline is you must be in a calorie surplus. So how are you going to get slim thick and gain body fat if you're not eating at a calorie surplus? So the only way to put on fat is, I mean, it sounds like a broken machine, is to eat in a calorie surplus, because you have to force your body to store fat. And also a benefit of being in a calorie surplus, you do gain more muscle efficiently. So that's why that is the first guideline. But a subscript to being in a calorie surplus is eating foods that will help you gain weight. So most people, I mean, at least the people I've talked to, most people when they're trying to gain weight, they try to emphasize on eating protein. I mean, which is not wrong, but it's not the most efficient route to go, because protein is highly satiating. So if you eat protein, you're gonna get full pretty quickly. So I think a better route to go is eating more carbs or fat, because fat has more calories per gram than the other 2 macronutrients. So I would focus on eating carbs and fats, but don't get me wrong, eating enough protein. Alright, and then the second guideline is applying a stimulus to force your body to grow muscle. And if you look up how to gain muscle for girls, or how to get thicker, the most common answer would be squat heavy. And to get this slim thick look, you need to prioritize glute training. And squatting isn't the most effective training for glute, even though it's the most common answer for getting a bigger butt. They say just squat heavy. And it's like, if your goal is to run a marathon, but you're gonna train sprints. So are you gonna build some endurance if you do sprint? Yeah, you're gonna gain some endurance, but you're not gonna be able to run a marathon. So same thing with this train of thought. So if they tell you to squat, yeah, your glutes are a secondary muscle in the squat, but you're not gonna get the biggest glutes just from squatting. So prioritize glute bridges, hip thrust, any hinging movement that really works the glutes. I would say focus on that and lift relatively heavy, capable of what you can do. And on that same note, so providing enough stimulus is one part, but also applying progressive overload. So I'll walk you guys through a simple progression you guys can apply. So say for the hip thrust, you're doing 3 sets of 10. So you would probably, most people would start off with just doing banded hip thrusts with no weight. And say the first week you do 3 sets of, the first set you'll do 10, the second set you'll do 10, and the third set you'll hit 8. So next week you would aim for the 3 sets of 10, and once you could hit those 3 sets of 10, you would either increase reps or add weight. That's a simple progression scheme you guys can follow. Alright, and now for the third and final guideline, which I personally think is the most important, is being patient and consistent. Because anytime you undergo any physiological change, it's going to take time. So whatever your minded timeline is, I would say multiply by 2, maybe even 3, because it takes time and progression isn't linear. Sometimes you'll be doing fine for 2-3 months and then you'll slack off, and then it's not completely linear and it's not something quick. So I don't want you to be giving up, a few months in and saying you're never going to look like how you want to look. Just be consistent and keep at it. So that is it for the video today. So I hope you guys remember those 3 guidelines, which is being in a calorie surplus, applying proper stimulus to build muscle, and staying consistent and patient. That's it for the video. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any recommendations of videos you guys want to see next, just leave in the comments below, and peace.